Today we're sitting down with Leanne Lyons. She's going to tell us her journey to recovery with St. Anne's Women's Shelter. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very good, thanks. Now we're talking about your story today. Why don't we start from the beginning? Why don't you tell me about what your life was like before you ended up at St. Anne's?
Okay, so I moved here from Port Elizabeth and I went to go work in a retail company, and then obviously I met my husband, and with meeting him and meeting his friends, and you get all the bad influences and the situation, it became a very toxic and abusive relationship. I mean, I can't just blame it solely on him. I mean, I think we just fueled each other and it just didn't work. After being kicked out and living on the streets for about a month and staying with his cousins, my parents actually got me into St. Anne's via one of my friends and a social worker. And then that's when I moved there and I had my first experience with St. Anne's.
Tell me about that toxic and abusive relationship.
It wasn't so much a physical, or sometimes it would become physical, but it was more the emotional and the psychological. Eventually if you keep hearing something continuously, whether it be that you are useless, whether it be that nobody loves you, you eventually start believing it. And I find that abuse is 10 times worse than the physical abuse, because physical abuse, it's just scars. They heal and the wounds heal eventually, whereas the psychological and the emotional, it doesn't. It actually breaks you down as a human being. So it was a whole lot of little things. His mother and I didn't get along. A whole lot of women living under one house doesn't help either, and everything just fueled off that. And so I landed up going there to St. Anne.
Now, what was it like for you at St. Anne's? You were there for 3 years.
Yes.
Tell me about what you did there and how you were able to, I guess, reintegrate yourself.
Yes. Okay, so when I was at first stage, you live there for a maximum of about 6 to 7 months, however long it takes for you to find a job. It depends, obviously they're different women and they're different levels. So if you don't know how to make your own CV, how to work or operate a computer, they have all those skills there for you. When I was there, we used to do beadwork as well and sewing. We did computer skills, so then if you knew how to do it, you would then help the other ladies that didn't, because some of them have only ever lived on the streets, they didn't know anything else. So this is how they tried to integrate them back into society. Then St. Anne's organized a psychologist for me, and I actually started dealing with a psychologist, because I mean, if you mentioned my parents, I would burst into tears. I couldn't handle it. You couldn't even mention my daughter's name. It was just too much for me. So they actually got the shrink in to sit and talk with me and help me deal and go and work through all the pain in my life that I tried to suppress. So then they send you out for jobs, whether it be cleaning kitchens, cleaning the restaurant, helping them clean their waiter for a little bit, clean people's houses. And I was at that stage where that stuff wasn't beneath me, even though it's something I'd never done before. I just felt I need to make this work. I need to do it for my children. So whether it be that I need to clean somebody's kitchen, I'm going to clean the kitchen just to further myself. Yeah. And that's what I did. I was a cleaner in the kitchen here where I work now. I then started running the place, and then I worked into the hotel, and I worked my way up from call center to reception to reservations, and that's how I did it, just putting in the extra hours, doing it for my children. But if St. Anne's hadn't stepped in, I don't know where I would be now, because I needed somebody to build and make me love me again. Because you can't ask people to love you and believe in you if you don't do it yourself.